Hi everyone, and welcome back to Faith and Flower. If you're new to my channel, my name is Robin, and today I am going to be spending the day in the kitchen doing some deep cleaning and trying out some new products to let you guys know what I think. And we're starting with our ovens. It's actually the oven doors that has a lot of kind of baked on crud. The inside of the ovens I cleaned a while ago, but they're still looking really good. I've lined the bottom with some heavy duty foil and that really saves me. But this glass I have just not been able to get clean. So I got a new product that I'm hoping is going to help me out. I just received this Method heavy duty degreaser from the Grove Collaborative, and I'm hoping that this is going to get the glass clean. I watched a recent video by Naturally Brittany. Brittany used this product on her oven doors and her glass turned out great. So after I spray the product on, I'm going to give it a little time to do its work and get a few other things done. I also got some e-cloths in my order from the Grove Collaborative, and if you guys are interested in seeing some of the other things I got in my haul, I will link that video above. But I'm using this e-cloth. I'm usually a really big Norwex fan, and I wanted to give this a try today, so I'm starting with the kitchen table, and then I'm going to go around and clean all of the stainless steel. So the kitchen cloth is pretty comparable to the EnviroCloth from Norwex, and I'll use it to clean all of the stainless steel, and then I'll follow it with their polishing cloth, which is pretty much the same as the window cloth from Norwex. And actually it does the same job, but it doesn't feel the same. It has a different sort of weave to it and feel, but it seems to be doing a pretty good job, and I'm impressed because these cloths are quite a bit less expensive. I bought my cloths from the Grove Collaborative, but if you don't use the Grove, I will try to find them on Amazon and put them in my Amazon store, and you can find the link for that in my description box as well. For stainless steel, I really don't like using any of the products that are on the market. Using a cloth like this I find works so much better, and especially on some of the appliances like this microwave where you have a combination of stainless steel and glass. Anything that I've used for stainless steel kind of makes the glass all smeary, and so the cleaning of it is pretty complicated. This is just super simple, and there's no residue or anything like that left behind, and you're only cleaning with water, so it doesn't get any more environmentally safe than that. So if you guys have been watching my channel lately, you know that we have a new puppy, and he is making lots of work for me, especially on our windows. There are lots of little puppy nose marks everywhere, and I have to clean this a lot more than I used to. And because I need to do it so often, I really appreciate products like this e-cloth and the Norwex microfiber cloths because they make work like this go so much faster. Now that the product has been sitting on the glass for a little while and soaked in, I'm using one of those little plastic scrapers. This one actually came from Pampered Chef to try to scrape off a lot of the residue on there. Brittany used a razor blade to scrape her glass and it worked wonderfully, but I do not trust myself not to scratch up our glass, so I'm going to try this plastic scraper and see if I can get most of it off this way. Quite a bit of the buildup came off, but not to my satisfaction, so I'm going to give it one more round, spraying and waiting and trying again with a scraper. And as I work on this smaller window, of course, Austin comes over to see what I'm up to. And here's another reason why I really appreciate products like this Method Degreaser. It's all plant-derived ingredients, so there aren't any harsh chemicals that I have to worry about keeping him away from. And while I'm in here, I'm just going to clean up some of those crumbs that have accumulated in the bottom of the oven. And after a few more minutes, I came back in, and this time I'm using my walnut scrubber sponge to give everything a good scrub, see if that will loosen up some more of the buildup. I felt like I needed to come in with just a little more power, so I have one of the Scotch-Brite no scratch sponges, and it's a little bit more abrasive than the walnut scrubber sponge, so I'm giving that a try too. The window on this smaller oven looks great. I'm really happy with it. I think I got almost everything off. In both of the windows, there's a little bit of drippings that have gotten in between the windows, and there isn't really anything I can do about that, but I'm determined to get as much off of what I can reach as possible. This larger oven door just wasn't getting completely clean. It was a little bit dirtier, had a little bit more buildup than the smaller one, and so I'm going to test out one little corner with some Barkeeper's Friend to see if that will do the trick. And this is something that I've kind of kept in my arsenal that isn't 100% natural and probably not totally safe, but it is really great for some of those jobs where nothing else will do. And it looked like it was really working, so I'm going to keep using this, and hopefully this will do the trick. Years ago, I used to have a glass top oven, and this product worked like no other, so I was pretty sure it was gonna work, and I think that everything is coming off. Barkeeper's Friend comes in a powder form, so I find that it works best if you just use a slightly damp sponge with as little water as possible to make kind of a paste out of it. And it works great if you ever have a pot with something burnt on the bottom that you just can't remove. This is kind of my last resort lots of times, but whenever I use it, it really takes care of the problem. Well, the Barkeeper's Friend really did the trick, and so I'm just going to go over it now with a wet rag, and then I decided to follow it with the polishing cloth from eCloth, and it does a great job of getting rid of any smears, and they look wonderful. And as I said, you can see a little bit of like drips that got in between the glass somehow, and I can't address that because there's no vent where I can access it. I think you would have to take the doors apart, but it's a huge improvement and I'm really pleased with it. For the stovetop, I'm going to also use the Method Degreaser. It's actually not too bad because I try to clean it daily with my Norwex cloth or microfiber cloth to keep any drips from building up on there. And the grates are also pretty clean, but this will remove anything that I missed on those cleanings. grates didn't really take much work because I usually do wipe them after I use them, and so there's not a buildup that's happening on them, but if I ever did have a spillover or something burn on them, I would definitely give that degreaser a try. So a good wipe down with the e-cloth and they are set to go. And now, after I've rinsed out the e-cloth, I'm just going to go over all of the stainless steel on the front of the stove. And again, I just really like using something like this. It's no product that I have to spray on and then try to get out of any nooks and crannies. And also because of the glass on the front, I don't have to worry about smearing that with some product that's made for stainless steel. It feels really good to have that task done. That was one of the things that I really wanted to make sure that I accomplished today. And it's always so nice when you can admire something like your oven in the kitchen and it's all clean and pristine and ready to go. Also, with the big task of cleaning the oven behind me, I have some momentum and I'm just going to keep going with the e-cloth and go over the cabinet areas, mostly the areas that we touch the most, like around the handles and the lower area, and then wipe the countertops. And all you need to do is rinse out the e-cloth in between and everything comes out of it and it's ready to go for the next area that you want to clean. One nice feature of the e-cloth is the little scrubbing pad that is on the corner of the cloth. And if you can see here, I had like a drip or something on the side of the cabinet that wouldn't wipe off easily. So I'm using that little corner to give it a light scrub, and it's not so abrasive that you have to worry about it leaving marks on your furniture, but it definitely helps remove things like this. When you need the day to clean your kitchen, it doesn't necessarily mean that your kitchen can be closed. So I'm going to go ahead and get some black beans started in the Instant Pot because I want to use these in a recipe later this week. So I'm going to do that, and then I've got a few dishes that I need to put away from our lunch. And to make way for those lunch dishes, I'll need to empty the dishwasher, which is just finished. Now I'm going to remove everything from the island so that I can wipe it down with the e-cloth. And as you can see, this is such a versatile cleaning tool for your kitchen. It's just one cloth that can do so many different things and no need to buy extra products. The last thing that I wanted to do in the kitchen today was to clean the floor, and I'm using a dry pad. It's the Norwex mopping system, and this is their dry dusting pad. And as you can see, Austin immediately thinks that this is playtime. He loves the mop, and I'm actually trying to train him to stay behind me so that when I'm using a wet mop, he's not walking all over it, but you'll see the training is going slowly. This dry dusting mop head works so well. I've even used it right after vacuuming, and I'm always amazed at what else it can pick up. And Norwex makes this rubber brush that I'm using to brush everything off into the garbage can, and I will just brush it one way and then turn the mop and brush it the other, and the mop is really ready to go. You can use it several times before having to wash it. For wet mopping the floor today, I'm trying out the Grove Collaborative Floor Cleaner, and it comes in a concentrate that you mix in this glass spray bottle that I'm using with just water, and it is scented with lavender and thyme essential oils. So it smells really pleasant, which is so motivating to me. I love nice scents, and this one's great because there are no artificials or synthetic scents, which is much healthier. And I do like the way it works. Usually I'll just use a Norwex mop, and that does a great job on my floors, but I did notice that this would dissolve things that were kind of stuck on the floor a little bit quicker, and I think it's great to use once in a while if you want a deep clean on the floor. And yes, I do realize that it would have made a lot more sense to remove the chairs and the rugs before I did the dry mopping, but I thought I was going to do sort of a lazy version of mopping today, and then once I started thinking about it, I thought, oh, I just need to go ahead and do a thorough job. I'm deep cleaning the kitchen after all, so let's just do it right. Now you can see what I mean about training Austin to stay behind me. He does it pretty well, maybe about 70–75% of the time, and then he gets excited and forgets. And then when I correct him, he listens to me, goes behind, but then immediately forgets. So we're working on it. And now that I'm finished with the floors, I'm feeling really good about having checked off everything on my list that I wanted to accomplish in this kitchen deep cleaning today. And since you guys have stayed to the end of the video, I want to show off one thing that Austin really has mastered in his training. If you're impressed, you just haven't been around our home long enough to see all of the things that aren't going so well. But he's a really good dog, and he's eager to learn, and we're having fun in the training. Thank you guys so much for watching today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would just love to have you as a subscriber. So if you subscribe, make sure you also hit the bell icon, and that way you're going to be notified each time I upload a new video, and you won't miss out on anything. Thank you guys, have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next video.